DepEd Vision. We dream of Filipinos who passionately love their country and whose values and competencies enable them to realize their full potential and contribute meaningfully to building the nation. As a learner-centered public institution, the Department of Education continuously improves itself to better serve its stakeholders. DepEd mission: to protect and promote the right of every Filipino to quality, equitable, culture-based, and complete basic education where students learn in a child-friendly, gender-sensitive, safe, and motivating environment. Teachers facilitate learning and constantly nurture every learner. Administrators and staff, as stewards of the institution, ensure an enabling and supportive environment for effective learning to happen. Family, community, and other stakeholders are actively engaged and share responsibility for developing lifelong learners. DepEd core values: maka-Diyos, makatao, makakalikasan, at makabansa.
Isang masayang pagbati na may ngiti sa aking mga labi. Naghahanap ba kayo ng makakatuwang sa pagre-review ng inyong anak? Meron yan sa DepEd. Ang ETUlay online tutorial ay libre at handog ng ating kagawaran sa pangunguna ng OUA ICTS EdTech. Ito ay isang proyektong makatutulong sa mga mag-aaral, katuwang ang mga magulang o kasama sa kani-kanilang tahanan para masagutan at maunawaan ang mga modules. Hangad din ng programang ETUlay ang matulungan ang ating mga guro sa kanilang mga blended learning classes. Ang ating ETUlay ay mula kinder hanggang senior high school. Bukod sa academics, meron din tayong mga special programs gaya ng All is Wellness, Reading and Math Remediation, Storytelling, Mommy Tech Talks, Classes sa Gramatika, Speech Class, Financial Literacy, at marami pang iba. Pinalawig din ng ETUlay ang ating Alive program para sa mga mag-aaral mula grade 1 hanggang grade 3. Gayun din ay mayroon tayong ALS program at SPED tutorials na makasisigurong makakamit ng lahat ang inclusive education. May SPED hotline na rin para sa inyong mga katanungan patungkol sa special education. Kaya, subaybayan mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes, mula 9:00 ng umaga hanggang 7:00 ng gabi ang ating ETUlay. Sa ating pagtutulungan, maiaangat natin ang bawat isa. Ating itutulay ang pagkatuto upang di mapigil ang pag-aaral ng kabataang Pilipino. Itulay natin ito, sulong edukalidad.
Mabuhay! Good day to all! I am your tutor Madge. Welcome to ETUlay, a free online tutorial, an initiative of the Department of Education, Information and Communications Technology Service, Educational Technology Unit, ICTS EdTech. This program is aimed at helping and assisting learners from kindergarten, senior high school, ALS, Alive, and SPED learners. Aside from answering the modules, the ETUlay is offering programs which you will surely look forward to. Together with our parents and teachers, the ETUlay will bridge the gaps where difficulty and ease meet in learning new knowledge and skills. So, let us prepare our modules, pen and paper. Ready your mind to see and hear worthwhile and interesting lessons. Let us now study and learn, together with our volunteer online tutors. Tara na!
Hello there, learners. I hope you're all doing well today. And I am Teacher Julie, and I will be your illustrator tutor for today. Illustrator grade 10. Okay? And let us embark on our journey of becoming an illustrator. At bago tayo magsimula, lagi nating tandaan na tunay na kaysaya kung sa pagkatuto ay sama-sama. Ano mang aralin sa Illustration 10, siguradong kakayanin. Kaya ano pang hinihintay nyo? Kunin na ang inyong lapis or ballpen, papel at ang inyong mga gadget at simulan na natin ang pagkatuto. Okay, so for this week, we will be discussing about line tools. Okay, so we have different tools in Adobe Illustrator and now we're going to focus on the line tools. For our objectives for this week, at the end of our tutorial or our session, we are expected to enumerate the different line tools available in Adobe Illustrator. And of course, we are to explore the options in using the different line tools. At ang pinakamalaga, let us value these line tools in Adobe Illustrator. Okay, good. Kumustahin muna natin ang ating mga viewers. Kumusta na ang ating mga ka-digital guhit? Okay, good afternoon, Enrico Dalupan from, Enrico Manuel Dalupan Jr., Santi, Carol, Jamie, Frankie, Darren, Katie, Ma'am, Sam, Madge, Sam, and Sedi Jr. Ang dami nila, no? Good day din po, Miss Maricel Wachon. Siyempre, sa aking mother school is Ak Lopez Integrated School from Mandaluyong. And ang aking mga estudyante, good afternoon, Christine Mondehar. Ayan, estudyante ko sila from Isaac Lopez. And from Raniag High School, good afternoon, Kathleen Jane Iglesia. At ayan, meron pa akong estudyante, Mark Daniel Avancenia, good afternoon. And of course, ang aking isa sa mga kaguruan sa Isaac, good afternoon, Erlyn Dalao. Ayan, hello sa inyong lahat. So balikan natin, ano ba yung mga nakaraan nating diniscuss? In our week 1, we were able to discuss about different shapes, no? And on our week 2, we have additional shapes which is this one, the flare tool. And this flare tool allows you, natatandaan nyo pa ba? It allows you to create a camera lens effect in your artwork. So, pwede yan gamitin sa inyong mga artworks. And of course, ito yung isa sa marami pa nating diniscuss last week, ang mga shape builder tool. Ano ba yung mga shape builder tool na ito? Ano yung naitutulong? So, let us enumerate. We have the unite, which combine two tools or two shapes or two or more shapes. And we also have the minus front. By the word minus, tinatanggal niya yung nasa unahan na shape or the intersect, ang natitira yung nag-overlap sa inyong mga shapes. And of course, the exclude. Ito yung kabaliktaran ng intersect. Paano? Tandaan, balikan nga natin ano ba yung mga shapes na ating kinombine last week. Okay? So these are examples lang to, no? Last week, we were able to discuss 3 shapes, no? And by this exercise, let us have 2 shapes, no? Ano sa tingin nyo ang shape builder tool na ginamit sa number 1? As you can observe, it's one color. And ang napapansin nyo, it is a combination of 2 shapes. Sa palagay nyo, ano kaya ito? Okay, very good. It is the unite. So, subukan natin yung susunod. Let's have number 2, which is, it's like a star with circle in front, no? And it has one color too. Ano kaya ang ginamit nating shape builder tool? Natatandaan ba? Pwede kayong mag-type sa chat box, no? Kanina na-view na yung sagot na pindot ni tutor. Ano kaya itong tool na ito? It is by the shape that you can see, it is okay. Minus front. Kasi kung may circle ka sa unahan, tinanggal natin and natira yung point ng mga stars. Okay, let's have the next one, which is number 3. It is like a flower. Nawala yung kanyang mga pointed part. O, ano kaya ito? Okay? Yes, very good, no? Number 3 is, okay, ang number 3 ay intersect. Oo, nauna na si Enrico, may number 4 na siya. Okay. And by the way, makikita nyo yung number 4, medyo complicated na yung shape. And it's a combination of shapes pa rin. And what shape builder tool kaya ang ginamit natin dito? Sige nga, yes, very good sa ating mga estudyanteng nanonood, no? So, it only shows that you were with me last week and you were able to discuss or know these tools, no? So, yes, very good, Mr. Avancenia and Enrico Dalupan. Tama ang inyong mga sagot. Okay. Number 4 is exclude. So, ilan lang to sa mga tools na na-introduce natin in our previous sessions. And for this week, we are to focus on the different line tools. Ang ating Adobe Illustrator ay marami siyang tools na tinatawag, no? And of course, from those tools, there are also different properties or mga panels natin na nagagamit. And from there, you can work on your preference, you can work on your creativity, and of course, ang inyong mga kakayahan, mga ka-digital guhit ay lalabas. Okay? So let's move on to our topic for this day. So we're going to discuss the different line tools. Simulan natin. Ano ba yung una nating line tool na nakikita when we go to our toolbox in Adobe Illustrator? Hey, as you can observe, it's a line and it is called the line segment tool. And this line segment tools allows you to create a line or a straight line. Ano ba yung mga straight types of straight line na tinatawag natin? So we have the horizontal, we have the vertical, and the diagonal. Paano ba natin to ginagamit sa ating Adobe Illustrator, no? So, punta tayo sa Adobe Illustrator. And from here, I have 4 art boards. Mag-focus tayo sa isa. Punta tayo sa View and Fit Artboard in Window. Ayan. So, there. I have one artboard and let's try the Line Segment Tool. Paano ba ginagamit si Line Segment Tool? First, we have to click the tool itself, this one. And as you hover your mouse in your toolbox, it gives you a preview on what the tool is. So, katulad nito, no, nakikita nyo, animated pa siya, no? Ayan. So, you click and drag and that's the time you were able to create a line. Sige, subukan natin, ha. You click and drag. And as you click, nagbibigay siya ng numbers na nasa gilid. And that is the size of your object. So, any object gives you this one. And these are called the smart guides. So, there. So, I have a tilted line, no? Medyo naka-diagonal siya ng konti. But nonetheless, it is still straight. Now, what if I would like to have a straight horizontal or vertical? Paano yun ginagawa? Minsan, tayo, no, nakikita natin, pero mukha pala siyang hindi straight pag zoom in natin. So, paano natin masisigurado na we're creating a straight line? All we have to do is to click Shift in our keyboard. Tandaan nyo na, katulad ng shift, if you click the shift key, ang ating rectangle nagiging square. Ang ating ellipse ay nagiging circle when you click the shift key. So, ang keyboard natin ay magagamit natin hand in hand with our mouse. Okay, ayan. So, ang ating mga tools in computer, magagamit natin yan. So, there. So, I created one line there. Gamitin natin si shift. And as you observe, ano lang yung naggagawa niya? All you can do is the vertical line, the diagonal, which is 45 degrees, and the horizontal. Huwag papalitin ang horizontal at vertical, ha? Ayan. So, there. I have there 2 lines. So, you have to position the pointer where you want to point or begin the line. And then you drag it up to the point where you want it to end. So, click and drag. And you can also change the color of your line or ang kanyang mga stroke and its thickness. Paano natin gagawin? So, makikita natin dito, meron siyang okay, mayroon siyang mga numbers. Ito yung kanyang stroke thickness. Nakikita ba yan? Okay, so as you move on with higher number, it becomes thicker. And the type of line that you can use there, clickable siya, no? Okay. And of course, meron pa siyang mga ibang tools diyan or types of line. Pwede natin 'yan gamitin. And it also have the library. Okay? Ayan, marami pa siyang option diyan. Maganda, lagi kong sinasabi sa inyo 'no, ang ating hindi tayo natatakot mag-explore kasi that explore ignites our creativity. Yung exploration na nagaganap, marami tayong matutuklasan and from that discoveries, we can create create our more or much creative artwork. Ayan. And sabi ko nga 'no, pwede nating palitan yung kanyang color. Yan. So by this time, dahil siya ay line, you can use the stroke or the edge niya. If you change the color, ito ay hindi natin siya mapapansin. Okay? Makikita natin yan when we use a different shape or different type of line. Pero with a single line, hindi natin makikita ang kanyang fill color. Okay? So there you go. We're done with the straight line. And if we use the direct select or the selection tool, this black arrow, pwede natin siyang maklik and we can also change the color. Okay? Bigyan din natin siya ng medyo makapal na line. There you go. So that is what a line segment tool do. Let's move on to the next one. Paano natin makikita yung next one? And as you can see in our toolbox, it has a small triangle and on the lower portion of your tool, no? And that triangle shows or signifies that you still have more tools inside that. So katulad nito, I right click or I click it. And then there are several more or several tools hidden with the line segment tool. So what is the next tool? We have the arc tool. Okay. Are you familiar with an arc tool? Okay. An arc tool, it creates a bended line or ito yung pwede nating gawing rainbow or ano pa ba, yung mga half circle, one-fourth circle, ayan. Pwede natin siyang gamitin. And paano natin ginagawa naman tong ating arc tool, no? Paano? Balik tayo sa Adobe Illustrator. Then, again, we click, right-click, and click the arc tool. Katulad ng line, we are using the click and drag moment or motion. Ayan. So, we have the click and drag, no? Ayan. So, and as you can see, no, last time we used the brown color. So, ginagamit niya yung ating previous color. Kung ano yung nasa ating toolbox na nandito sa lower part. And we can change it pa rin naman. Hey, don't worry, no? Pwede nating baguhin yan in our own preferred time. Okay. Ayan, hawak natin yung no, ang ating mga ginagawa sa Adobe Illustrator. As long as we know the tools that we are going to use. And of course, we can maximize our panels. So, etong mga panels na ito ay nagbibigay sa atin ng mga properties. Hindi lang nakalagay ang aking properties, no? Yan. Or ayan. So there. As you can see, I am in an arc tool and then it has the stroke color, the thickness, nandiyan, makikita niyo siya lahat. So it gives you para siyang ID ng inyong object. Okay? So there. And ano ba yung mayroon sa art tool? Paano kung hindi ganyan yung gusto kong shape, no? Paano kung mas gusto ko medyo ganyan? Paano yung ginagamit? All you have to do is to double click this one. Double click ang ating arc tool na tinatawag and we have the length x-axis. Ano yung length x-axis? As you can see, ito yung naka-select, no? Yung ating arc sa upper. let's try to change. O, halimbawa, ganyan. And you can see the preview, it changes. The shape of your arc changes. So, as you click enter, it will apply. O, katulad niyan, I choose 20. I choose 300. So, there. And then, we can have the slope. You can change the slope. And the length x-axis, y-axis naman, paano ito, no? Let's try 200. Yan. Ano ba yung difference ng x-axis? This is x and this is y. Okay? Horizontal and vertical. And the type. What is the open? What is the closed one? If it is a closed arc, nagkakaroon siya ng parang border sa baba ng inyong curve. If it is an open arc, it is only a bended line. So, yun yung difference niya. Yung open, it is only a bended line. While the closed one, it is only, it has a border below of your curve. Okay, so there. And you can fill the arc. For example, if it is closed, you can fill the arc. Mamaya, pwede natin siyang kulayan. Let's try to apply. And create one. So, there. As you click the setting, and you have to create another shape. So, there you go. Now, let's see. Kumustahin natin ang ating mga manonood, no? Oras ng, no? Oras ng nap time. Huwag niyo akong tutulugan kasi sigurado marami kayong matututunan. Ayan. Batiin natin. Good afternoon, Jerica Orbeta. Siyempre, ang aking mga estudyante. And Marlene Abenoha, happy birthday and congratulations sa ating mga grade 12 students sa Isaac Lopez kasi kuhanan nila ng card ngayon. And of course, ayan ang aking anak. Good afternoon, baby anak. Ayan. And Anton, good afternoon, former grade 12 student ko yung mga yan. So, salamat sa inyong panonood and I hope you will learn more from this session. So, let's move on. So, we're done with the arc tool. Let's have the next tool, which is the spiral tool. Saan ba natin to ginagamit? Ano ba tong spiral tool na tinatawag? It is like a continuous arc or mga curly line. Curled line. So, ayan. It is a curly line. Ano ba yung ginagawa natin pagdating sa spiral tool? Saan ba natin 'to ginagamit? Usually, ginagamit natin 'tong curl line na 'to or spiral sa pag-decorate. Minsan, for example, background, ayan. Yan yung mga embellishments na ginagamit natin. So, there you go. Katulad ng ating mga different line tools, you just have to click and drag. So, delete natin itong mga to, no? Para makita natin yung kapangyarihan ng ating arc tool there. Yan. So, let's click again and choose the spiral tool. And there you go. So, as you can see, it uses the red color. That is our previous color kanina with our arc tool. So, there. And it also, you can rotate as hanggat hindi mo binibitawan ang inyong mouse, you can manipulate your spiral tool or spiral na object. So, pwede mo liitan, pwede mo lakihan, and you can rotate it as your preference. Paano mo siya gagamitin sa iyong artwork. So, there. And, katulad ng ibang tool, you can change the color. Yan. Ano pa ba yung pwede natin gawin sa art tool? Paano yung may gusto pa akong gawin sa spiral tool, no? Paano? Again, you double click or this object. Ayan. It has the radius. Ano tong radius na tinatawag? Ano ba yung radius? Ano ba yung diameter? Okay? When it comes to computing for the circle, 'di ba, ang ating radius ay kalahati ng diameter. O, tandaan niyo 'yan sa math, ha? Okay, there. So, let's try a smaller radius, then click OK. Ano nangyari? O, mas lumiit ang mas lumiit ang ating spiral. Let's try another one. Let's create, ano ba yung pwede natin? Let's try. Yung decay, paano ba yung decay na tinatawag? 50 halimbawa, nag-a-apply ba? So, hindi siya katulad ng iba nating ginagamit na tool, no? It doesn't go with your preference, no? Hindi siya agad nag-a-update. So, try natin si radius na 150 and the decay 50. And segments, ito yung segments na tinatawag, no? Kasi bawat point na yan, it means one line segment. So, as you give more line segments, tingnan natin kung ano mangyayari. Ayun, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, ayan yung mga line segments na tinatawag. Meron pang mga maliliit sa ilalim, no? There you go. So, that is your arc. And you have to explore, sabi ko nga lagi, para yung preference mo ay siya yung makita mo sa iyong object. So, there. And of course, pwede mo pa rin siyang palitan ng, ayan, you can change the type of line. There you go. So, you can explore. Yan yung challenge ko sa inyo. Lagi kong sina-challenge ang bawat isa sa inyo. Explore. Do not be afraid to learn more kasi may control Z naman. Ibig sabihin you can undo or you can create another artwork, 'di ba? There. So, we're done with the spiral tool. Ano pa ba yung line tool na pwede nating gawin? Okay, let's move on to the next tool, which is the rectangular grid. When you say rectangular grid, when you're using the office productivity tools, we see this as table. It has sets of columns and rows. Saan ba 'to ginagamit? Pwede natin 'tong gamitin as guideline. Sa mga drafting students, ginagamit nyo yan, guidelines. And of course, you can measure because in Adobe Illustrator, you also have the ruler. And sabi ko nga, the rectangular grid tool allows you to create a table in rows and columns. Okay? So there. Punta tayo sa ating Adobe Illustrator. Gawa tayo ng rectangular grid tool. So there. I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns and 6 rows. Paano ba yan ini-edit? So there, sabi niya, meron siyang 5, no? Hindi siya nagbangga. So let's try this one. And of course, the width, pwede nating i-define si width. And of course, the height, for example. So pag hindi siya pareho ng width and height, of course, you can create other shape than square. So there. And the dividers and the skew. Ang skew, ito yung kanyang pag-slant. Let's try this one. Yan. So, ayan yung skewness niya. Pumunta siya sa taas. Paano yun na-edit? And it applies how many? Ayan, hindi na nakita yung ating rows and columns, no? Nakatago na. Siguro, nipisan natin. Oh, there. So, naipon siya sa taas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. So, that is how you create your rectangular grid. And you can also drag there using the selection tool. From the object itself, you can click and drag. And of course, you can still rotate. So, yan yung mga pwede nating transform moves, no? We can rotate, we can reflect, we can change the size, we can scale. So, ano ba yung mga sinasabi ko? All you have to do is right-click, transform, you can move, you can rotate, you can reflect, the scale, and shear. Ang scale, sa mga technical drafting students, you have the 50 scale, 1:1, yung mga ratio na yan, pwede nyo tong gamitin. Oh, there. And kung kayo ay particular sa size, all you have to do is go to view, hanapin natin si ruler. Oh, last session ng first quarter, we have discussed these rulers and all you have to do is show the ruler or click Control R. Okay, so there. So, good afternoon ulit sa ating mga viewers. Baka kayo ay namamasyal na at ako ay inyo pa ring subaybayan. Ayan, we have good afternoon, Michael Ko and Ken Parlaruan. Good afternoon sa inyo lahat ha. Sabayan nyo pa rin ako sa pagkatuto natin. So, there. We have the rectangular grid tool. And of course, from this grid tool, pwede rin natin siyang kulayan ng fill. Yan. There. And yung ating mga iba pang tools kanina, no? Like this one. Sabi ko kanina, we can change also the fill color as long as this is a closed arc. Okay? Ano pa ba? Ano pa ba ang nakakalimutan natin sa rectangular grid? So, it has the horizontal divider, um, the vertical divider, and so on. And the fill, no? Ayan. Ayan yung ating rectangular grid. And next one is ang ating polar grid tool. Ano ba itong polar grid, no? As you can observe, mukha rin siyang yung dart. And of course, meron siyang pizza slices. Pwede natin 'tong gamitin sa mga ating pie chart. If you're familiar with pie chart, paano natin 'to, no? It creates a set of circles with division or with divided parts. Ano ba yung ginagawa ng polar grid na ito? Saan ba natin 'to magagamit? Katulad ng spiral in your creative minds, no? Pwede natin gamitin 'to as embellishment too, katulad niyan, or an object itself, no? As you can see, no, it has several circles and it has division or divided. It is divided into 5. Paano natin 'to mai-edit? There. Katulad kanina, we can double click here. So, ang ating mga tools ay may variations. We can double click on the tool itself or we can double click on the object. Okay? So, yun yung dalawang option natin, ha? Okay, so let's begin with this one. Pwede nating liitan ng width. Tignan natin kung nag-a-apply ba siya. Ang application niya is when you create a new object. And how many concentric, ano ba yung sinasabi natin concentric dividers? Yun yung kanyang pizza division sa kanyang circle, no? Kung siya ay may 5, for example, I want an 8 slices of pizza. Ayan, pwede natin gamitin. And radial dividers. Ano tong radial dividers? Ito yung mga circles na ito. Let's try 5 lang. Oh, and click OK. Paano mag-i-effect? Ayan. Let's try it again. Ayan, dumami siya, no? So, nakita nyo? Dumami yung kanyang pinaka-circle. There. And, as you can see, it is bare or wala siyang color. Paano pag I want to change the color, yung mga nasa loob? Pwede mo siyang palitan, no? You can use the fill part again using the selection tool or this tool itself. If you use this one, fill grid. Let's try the fill grid. Ayan. Inulit lang niya. As you click OK, you create a new one. So there. Now, may isa pang pwedeng gawin sa ating polar grid tool, no? You can double click. You can go to isolation, no? Ano yung ginagawa ni isolation? You can remove or you can move other parts of your polar grid. Katulad nito, yung kanyang division na nasa gitna, pwede kong ilabas, pwede ko rin siyang i-rotate. And try natin palitan ng kulay. So, yun. Pag naka-isolate siya, you can edit it one by one. Katulad niyan. And bukod dun, you can also remove this circle. Ayan. Gusto mo ng maraming circle na medyo magkakalapit lang yung sizes. Ayan. Pwede mo na siyang gamitin. And, of course, you can change the color. Individually na siya. Okay? Yan, ayaw na siya maklik. Ayan, so there. Ito yung mga options na pwede niyong gawin. You can explore again, you can try, you can have different circles, you can use these different line tools. And alam ko sa inyong creativity, marami pa kayong object na magagawa. So there you go. Balik na tayo, no? It is now in group mode. Kasi katulad niya, no? Kanina double click tayo or ating isolation mode, no, makikita mo yan, naka-group yung objects. But, you can edit it individually. Okay? Yan, katulad nito. Ay. Yan. So, you can edit the colors individually. Pero pag lumabas ka na sa isolation mode, naka-group pa rin siya. Meaning, it is still a one object in Adobe Illustrator. Okay? So, understood? So, kung may tanong kayo, no, message lang kayo sa chat box. I will get back to you after this session or pwede nyo akong i-PM or send email to our ETUlay. Okay? So, there. Those are the tools that we have discovered this day. And sana, nai-ignite, your creative minds are being ignited by these features of Adobe Illustrator. Ilan lang to isipin nyo, line tool pa lang to. We have lots of tools more. Okay? Marami pa. So, let's move on. Oh, ayan. Balikan natin, we have the first one is the line segment tool, which is creating straight lines. The next one is the arc tool that creates a bended line. And the spiral tool, which creates a curled line. Ito yung curly line or continuous arc natin. And the rectangular grid, which gives you a table or yung ating may rows and columns. And our polar grid tool, which creates a set of circles in your own preference. So there. So those are some of the tools in Adobe Illustrator. So sabi ko nga, nag-focus tayo sa mga line tools. Ano pa ba yung pwede nating gawin sa mga nagawa natin? So kanina, we were able to right-click and transform. Ano ba yung pwede natin gawin sa transform na to? Liitan lang natin, no? For example, this is your object. Katulad niyan, you can click and drag the size of your object, no? And kung gusto mong hindi siya ma-distort or ma-stretch, you can use the shift key. Okay? There. And if you right-click, sabi ko nga, you can transform, you can rotate, by angle, there. Meron tayong mga tools sa Adobe Illustrator na automatic nag-preview. May iba na hindi. All you can do is explore again and experiment on these tools kasi hindi siya pare-pareho. Okay? So, there. And you can also rotate manually. Ano ba yung pwede pa? And you can scale. If you want a 100%, a 200, ayan yung mga applications. And this also applies to other objects that you create in Adobe Illustrator. Right-click lang, marami na tayong matutuklasan sa mga ito. And of course, yung ating zoom in, zoom out, and of course, ito pa yung ating arrange. Bring to front, bring forward. Ito yung may overlapping objects na tayo and meron tayong gustong ilagay sa harap, meron tayong ilagay sa likod. Ito yung mga options na pwede nating gawin. There. So, marami na tayong natutunan sa araw na to, no? At alam ko no, na sinabayan nyo ko at sinamahan sa ating pag-explore ng line tools ng Adobe Illustrator. Ayan. Good afternoon sa mga manonood, no? Mostly ito, si Michael ko, si Ken Palaruan, ay mga grade 12 students. Good afternoon sa inyo. And subukan natin ang inyong natutunan sa araw na ito. Ano ba yung natutunan natin? Let's try to answer this one. What is the keyboard key to make your line a straight horizontal, a straight vertical, or even a 45-degree line? Ano ba to? Let's try this one. Ano bang shift? Sorry. Ano ba yung ating keyboard shortcut na gagamitin para sa ating straightened line? Is it A, control? Is it B, shift? Or is it C, Alt? Or D, backspace? Ayan. Pwede kayo mag-type sa chat box, no? And this keyboard shortcut is always applicable to other shapes. So, marami siyang pwedeng gawin. It makes a perfect circle, a square, or even to straighten your polygon, ang inyong star, maraming pwedeng gamitin. Kaya mahalaga ang keyboard shortcut na ito. And ginagamit natin syempre sa typing. Ano ba yung mga ginagawa natin, 'di ba? Pwede natin 'tong gamitin. And the answer is, what is your answer? Okay, very good. Is it control? Is it A? Is it B? Okay. Ang ating sagot ay letter B, shift tool, 'di ba? Pag gumawa tayo ng square, ng circle, laging shift tool. Okay? Next one. What tool allows you to create a curl shape? So we have an arc, we have line, and this one is a curl. Is it A, arc tool? Is it B, line segment tool? Is it C, spiral tool? Or D, is it a rectangular grid tool? Sabi nga, no, curl shape, a continuous arc, a continuous bended line, and it is used for embellishment. Ano ba tong mga to? Anong tool ito? Okay, very good. Oh, ayan, tama na ang ating mga students, no? It is the spiral tool, which is letter C. Very good. Next one. What tool allows you to create a bended or curved line? So, kanina, curl or continuous bended or curved line. Ito naman, bended line lang. Ano ba ito? Is it arc? Is it line segment? Is it C, spiral? Or is it D, rectangular grid tool? Ano ba yon? By the word bended, curved line, isang line lang na you bended the middle part. And ito ay magiging, okay, the answer is letter A. Very good. It's the arc tool. Ang galing-galing naman ng ating mga students, no? Thank you sa mga sumasagot, no? It is the ARC tool. Siguro yung iba, no, may mga internet connection problem and your answer may be in different numbers, no? Pero by this number 3, the answer is A, ARC tool. Very good. Next, number 4. What option from the spiral tool allows you to specify the distance of your curves from the center to the outermost point? Sa spiral to, no, yung ginawa natin kanina. Is it A, decay? Is it B, radius? Is it C, segment? Is it D, style? Ano ba yung part na pag tinaasan mo ang value, ang iyong arc ay ang iyong spiral tool ay mai-stretch or lalaki? Ano bang part doon? Is it A, B, C, or D? It is kamag-anak siya ni diameter. Kalahati siya ni diameter. Ano ito? Sa inyong math, natatandaan niyo pa ba to? Okay, it's the letter B. O, bibilisan na natin. Next, in what option in the arc tool allows you to specify the width of the arc? Ayan, is it A, length x-axis? Is it length y-axis? Length z-axis? Or length a-axis? Sabi ko nga, this is x, this is y. And if you want to see the length or width of the arc, this is the length, this is the width. Ano kaya yon? X, Y, Z, or A? The answer is letter, yan. Okay, letter A. So there you go. If you were not able to get the correct answer, all you have to do is to view this session again. Pwede naman, team replay tayo, no? Balikan natin ang session. Maganda rin yung binabalikan natin kasi minsan, sa bilis ng pangyayari, hindi natin agad na tatandaan yung mga options. So, team replay tayo. Okay? So, by the end of our lesson, let us generalize, no? Ano ba yung ating natutunan? That line tools allows you to create a line, a spiral, an arc, a rectangular, polar grid, and polar grid tool. So, ito yung mga tools ng line. And, of course, you can modify or edit, resize, apply color in the different line tools. And you can also access the line tools in the toolbox. Lagi yung tatandaan, ayan yung ating pagkukunan ng lakas and powers, ang ating toolbox. And lagi kong iniiwan sa inyo itong favorite quotation ko kasi alam ko lahat tayo creative, lahat tayo intelligent, and we are having fun. And ito na, sabi ni Mr. Albert Einstein, creativity is intelligence having fun. Huwag niyong kakalimutan habang gumagawa ng artworks gamit ang ating utak, syempre ang ating puso, sama na natin ang pag-i-enjoy. So there you go. Thank you very much, and I'm very delightful that you are all here with me today. And I hope that you were able to learn our topic, and that will lead to our topics to in illustration an enjoyable and productive one. Always bear in mind that education will advance to the capable child. So strive hard and burn the midnight oil to make your dreams turn into reality. And ayan, thank you very much. Don't forget to comment, email us, scan the QR code, and pwede kayong comment sa ating mga chat box. Ayan, huwag kakalimutan. Salamat sa inyong mga manonood. Susunod, Tutor RJ and Tutor Rodrigo para sa contact center services. Grade 9. Thank you very much. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Ang husay naman! Natapos mo ang iyong tutorial session kasama ang iyong mahusay na ETUlay tutor. May bago ka bang natutuhan? I-share na yan gamit ang hashtag #ETUlayLevelUp. Huwag aalis ha, dahil may susunod pang programa na pwede mo ring panoorin at salihan. Dahil naghihintay na ang iyong mga tutors. Happy learning dito sa ETUlay!